Hello and welcome. Nigeria's former ruling party, People's Democratic Party, PDP, is in serious trouble. In fact, it's been like that now since the last general election. It's just that the problem now appears to be getting worse. Now, what you would liken to, well, maybe a political earthquake has just hit the party. The governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborowori, his predecessor, Ifeanyi Okowa, who, by the way, was the PDP vice presidential candidate in the 2023 general election, the legislative arm of the state government, as well as the entire local government chairman of the state, and even the state executive of the PDP have all defected to the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. Now, this kind of wholesale defection is not common in Nigeria. It's a significant power shift in the state's political landscape. Now, Delta State has been under the firm grip of the PDP since 1999 when democracy returned to the country. But today, it's now an APC state. No thanks, of course, to the internal crisis rocking the PDP. The announcement was made on Wednesday, April the 23rd, following a high-powered stakeholder meeting at the government house in Asaba. The meeting was actually attended by the governor, his predecessor, state lawmakers and party executive, etc. Now, Senator James Manager, a longtime PDP member and one-time chair of the party, announced the decision after the meeting. Also speaking, the State Commissioner for Works and Public Information, Charles Anyago, explained that the defection was a strategic move aimed at aligning the state with a party that can better drive its development agenda and meet the aspirations of the people of Delta State. He said remaining in the PDP under the current realities would have stalled the progress Delta State has achieved in recent years. Now, these defections follow a disclosure by former Deputy Senate President Obioma Agege back in February this year that 10 PDP lawmakers in Delta State House of Assembly were set to defect to the APC. Now, at the time, Obioma Agege declared that the PDP's dominance in Delta State was rapidly crumbling. So this movement signals a watershed moment for Delta politics, marking the first time since 1999 that a sitting governor and a former governor have abandoned the PDP for another political party. The APC now controls 3 states in the South-South, just as the PDP. Well, joining me now from Lagos to discuss more on this is a PDP chieftain, Dr. Adetokunbo Pierce. Doc, thank you very much for coming on the program, and thanks for your time. Are you shocked by this development?
I am not shocked by this development. There is nothing new under the sun. We have seen worse in the PDP. You remember in 2015, when virtually all our governors from the north decided to leave the party. Those who left the party included Atiku Abubakar, Senate President Saraki. So many powerful people left the party in 2015. Right. They left the PDP to go to the APC. That is why APC is existing today. In spite of that tsunami, PDP is still standing. When we had the 2019 election, by some people's estimation, PDP actually won that election. But for Atiku's gentleman's agreement with Buhari, it could have been that Atiku actually won 2019, in spite of what has happened to PDP in 2015. So what is happening now does not scare us. We are concerned. We are worried, particularly because the lack of morality involved in the crossings. You see, everything has to be put and explained in context. What is happening in Delta State is very clear. Okowa is going to APC under pressure, under coercion, under threat of being prosecuted by EFCC. We all know that. So if that is what is going on, and when you ask in Delta, why did everybody, including the governor and the assembly, go with him? Because he is the leader of the party. He made the party. Basically owns the party in the state. The governor is just a puppet. He put him there. All the assemblymen are people that he put in place. So if he's going to jail, and they don't want him to go to jail, and APC says, Okowa, if you don't want to go to jail, you better cross. And when you cross, you bring everybody with you, the governor and the whole assembly. That is what is going on in Delta State. The people
so
of Delta State...
You're literally saying, what you're saying now, Doctor, is that, look, the members, the governor, the entire lawmakers, the entire local government chairman, and even the chairman of the PDP, the executive of the PDP in the state, decided to make this move just because Okowa...
They were, yes, that is what I'm saying.
Just because
and listen, this is what happens in Nigeria. When a governor is in power for long, and Okowa has been a powerhouse there, he put all of these people in place. The same thing that Wike did in River State. What is going on? Everybody in the assembly were people that Wike put in place. So when they said they wanted to support Wike, they're going to go to APC, they moved. So this is how the politics is played. It's unfortunate, very disgraceful.
Are you also bothered? Are you bothered that there are reports, and you know, unconfirmed reports though, that more governors are likely to join the APC from the PDP? Does that bother you at all? Do you see that happening? Each one, two things. First, I told you that we have seen things like this before. We have seen worse in the PDP. With leaders like Atiku and Seraki leaving the party, so many of them. 2015, PDP survived. PTP survived. Let me tell you something. Delta State or Akwa Ibom State, wherever any governor decides to go to APC or leave the party, it does not mean that the people, the voters of that state are going with them. I guarantee you that that's true.
This guy is going into APC in Delta State. Sheriff may not get a second term because the people are already speaking. If you look at social media, it's agog with comments that, okay, if you want to support Tinubu, who has destroyed the economy of this country, who has made us more insecure than ever before, who is more ethnocentric than even the ethnocentric Master Buhari. Then if you want to support him, you are go and support him. We are not supporting him. And if you are not careful, we won't even support you. So this is the problem. This is the situation we have now. I'm not worried. For any governor who wants to go, okay, let us look at that particular governor and why they are making the move.
But don't you also think that the problems within your party is also, you know,
that is just an excuse.
Now, making people leave.
Look at manager talking. Manager is not a member of PDP. How long a manager is not the one that was prostrating for Buhari some years back? So, look, let's get it straight. When you hear people who are not members of PDP, people who do not wish PDP
I'm
well.
surprised you would say Senator James Manager is not a member of the PDP. He was a member of the PDP until that defection happened.
Until which defection?
Well, the defection that just happened.
No. He has been a puppet of the APC for a long time. And let me tell you, what is going on you should look at the morality of it. In 2015, when Atiku and Seraki and Co. decided to leave the PDP, it was on principle that they are not going to support Jonathan for another term. Not that Jonathan was a bad president, not that he was a failed president, not that he destroyed the economy of the country and destroyed the security of the country and he was ethnocentric. It was a political move on principle that it is the turn of the North. That's what happened. And they left the PDP. What is the reason for Kowa leaving the PDP? Tell me, what can he say to the Nigerians that he's leaving the PDP? It's good riddance to bad rubbish. But I pity him because he's under coercion, under pressure. So anybody who wants to leave, let us x-ray the individual and look at the reasons they are leaving. And then
a lot of people are leaving. A lot of people are leaving your party. In fact, even in Kano State, you know, we've seen people leave. We've seen people leave in some other places, and
people are leaving. People are leaving NMPP and going elsewhere. People are leaving Labour and coming to PDP. People are leaving APC and coming to PDP and going to Labour. This thing happens all the time. So we are not bothered.
But you don't think there's a problem? You don't think there's a problem with the PDP that it needs to address? You look at even what happened in Anambra State. It was, I mean, look, people were running away from getting your ticket. They were running away from getting your governorship ticket in Anambra State. They didn't show interest at all.
They had a problem for a while with the governorship forms. We arranged it, we amended it, people bought the forms, everything is back in order. Look, problems will always occur. It's like life itself. If you want to talk about problems in political parties, let us be sincere. Let us be objective. There are more problems in APC than in PDP. More problems in Labour than in PDP. When did you see the Governors Forum of APC having a meeting? They don't have a Governors Forum. They never had a national working committee. They don't have a NEC. They don't have any structure. Only Bola Tinubu, his wife, and his children are the members of PDP. Even their national chairman, Ganduje, a man who has embezzled millions from the people of Kano State. So if that one is talking in APC, who should be worried? The Nigerian people will not take it.
But I'm also bothered. I'm bothered that you do not find any problem at all.
No. I didn't say
let me just ask you. Let me ask you this pointed question.
Listen. You said I am not bothered. We don't have any problem. That's not true. That's not true. I am bothered. I'm only telling you that compared to APC, compared to Labour, PDP is alive and well. We are more structured. We are more focused, we are more organized, we are more democratic than all these people. So if we are having our own problems, they are having more problems. Why you keep focusing on a problem? We are not worried by it. We will overcome. We've overcome worse than that.
The reason, Doctor, the reason I'm focusing on your problem actually is because we're talking about your party and we're looking at your party. But let me ask you this. Don't you think the ambition of the former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, is also a problem that the party needs to deal with? Because whether we like it or not, it's dividing your members. We can't deny that.
DEJI, let me explain this. Atiku Abubakar is not a problem of PDP. Consider this. If former Vice President Atiku Abubakar wants to run, and the constitution of the party allows him to run, nobody should say he shouldn't run. If he runs, he's not likely to get the ticket because of the political climate within the PDP now. He's very unlikely to get the ticket. What is Atiku doing that is bothering people now? Atiku is trying his best to create a situation whereby Tinubu and the APC will not win the next election. I just disagree with his strategy, which is to say PDP should merge with some other political party. That will not work. But to say Atiku is a problem, Atiku is a traitor, no. That's not right. I disagree with Atiku. You know me, I was one of his spokespersons in the last election. Yes. We failed in that election. We had serious problems. Look at what happened to Atiku in the last election. Nigerians said, everywhere we went, they say, when I argue, I'm with him because he wants to restructure Nigeria. All people will say, no Fulani man will restructure Nigeria. They won't allow him. Other people said, a Fulani man, Buhari has destroyed Nigeria. Why should we vote for another Fulani man? So he had so many problems, apart from the G5 problems and the problems within the party. He had so many things to overcome. Then you had his nemesis, his former boss, Obasanjo, who said he's a thief, he's unreliable. So many things stacked against him. But now, let us face it, all he's doing is trying to form a coalition. Unfortunately for him, he cannot carry PDP along. He's not forcing anybody to come with him. I have been asked myself to come and coordinate Lagos State for the merger, and I refused. I rejected it. So this is what is going on in the PDP. Let Atiku try whatever he can, and let us all go and do what we can. SDP is also coming together. What is going to happen is, whether the merger works or not, PDP is the only party that is strong enough, organized enough to defeat APC in the next election. So let us all get behind the party and defeat this disastrous administration.
So let me ask you a final question now, Doc. If you were speaking to the leadership of your party, I mean the top leadership of your party, what exactly would you be telling them at this time?
Look, DEJI, this is where we are. And this is why our adversaries, people who don't wish us well, like Wike and Fayoshe, are going public, making a lot of noise. Makinde is not running for president. They are afraid that if Makinde runs for president, he's likely to win the nomination. And if he wins the nomination, he will defeat Tinubu. They all know this. Look at the character of the man. Look at his educational background. Look at the work record he has done on your state, and his vision for Nigeria, restructure Nigeria, for equity, for development of the economy, for better security. So when you have a situation like this, watch out. These people know that PDP has a problem. You know why they're shouting now? Because they realize that PDP is solving his problems. The NEC, when the governors met and said, we are going for a NEC meeting in May 27, I believe. And then he said, we are going to move our national convention from October, we're moving it forward to August. They knew that we have solved our problems. Once we have those two meetings, PDP is back on track, 100% back on track. As it is now, we're about 75% on track. Once we have those meetings, that's the leadership. That's what I'll tell the leadership. Make sure the next meeting holds so that we can resolve the problem of the national chairman, and we will not have the kind of confusion we had about zoning or no zoning in 2023. So that we can formally expel Wike from the PDP, expel all these people who are parading themselves at PDP, working against the party from within, declaring support for the opposition. We're going to expel everything and everything put in order. Once we have the NEC meeting and we have a national convention, PDP is ready to save Nigeria from the disaster that Tinubu and Buhari have created for us right now.
All right, Dr. Adetokunbo PS, thank you very much for your time, and thanks for talking to us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back with another PDP chieftain. Stay with us, don't go away. Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal. How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
When you go into public office, you must be ready to answer to the people.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On DEJI 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
DEJI 360, dissecting the issues.